I'm about to body you,
Shield the
boy.
guy, come! Focus on the shield the guy! Focus on the damn shield!
Shut up, dog. It's just ridiculous. You know what? I'm gonna start. I don't care, man. I do not like playing the same build all the time. I just don't. I can't stand it. Everybody runs that same build as if it's like a game where there are no builds, and that's the only thing you can run. So I'm just gonna start running like hybrids and skill builds. I know I've been doing that, but sometimes I would just like run a DPS build against that DPS build and just always be outclassed. I mean, I refuse to do that, man. They got an advantage on me with the Fox's Prayer and Contractor's Gloves, so I'm gonna get the advantage on them with like a sticky bomb or whatever, man. However, I want to get the advantage on them, because this is just garbage. The time to kill with the Fox's Prayer and Contractor's Gloves is insanely strong, bro. It's insanely fast. And it's ridiculous how fast you go down. You don't even have a chance to trade with anybody. And the funny thing is, dude, people be like emoting and think they good, when in reality it's just that build, man. So look, man, I'm gonna try my best, do what I can with this, what I got. I mean, I'm running this build I call Corrupted. I mean, you know, we gonna see what it's all about.
Listen up. Usually when I make an awesome build, I mean like one I really want you to see, it's hard for me to express that on a thumbnail. There's only so much I can say. So whoever saw this and clicked on it, I appreciate you, because this build got me really excited during a time where not much can. And boy, when I'm excited about something, I'm in my bag for real. The weapon I'm using is so unconventional that I don't even think you can get more off meta than this. This build style is of a rush type. In your face damage deal are able to melt enemies in seconds, all while rewarding you with 15% armor on kill. Now before we dive in, I want you to like the video and subscribe to my channel, because if this build doesn't earn me a sub, I don't know what will. It says in the thumbnail that I did the impossible with this. Well, I'm going to show you how right now. There are a few reasons why I describe this as the impossible system corruption build. For one, system corruption is a pain to farm for. It's the only gear set that you're not able to assign as targeted loot in the summit. You can craft it in the base of operations, but only 3 pieces, so you just have to wait for it to be in the DZ, and even then, people do not like farming the DZ, so it can feel like it's impossible to get. I also call it that because of how I set the build up. Let me tell you about it. So I have a 4-piece system corruption, right? I've never done this before. Only time I used system corruption was with the shadow build I made a while back, and that was one utilizing only 3 pieces. But for this right here, the 4-piece is needed. It's the only way I'm able to get Intimidate and Wicked active at the same time. This type of stuff is what the devs wanted to get rid of. You know, being able to have 2 main talents active at the same time. Before the overhaul, that huge rework that completely changed how the talent system worked. Here's a few examples of that madness. We were allowed to have Berserk Clutch, 311-7, or a build just stacked with all kinds of talents at the same time, like Wicked, Spark, Precise, Cloaked, all on one build. Well, this build has given us a small taste of that again, because now how the talent system works is that there's a synergy between a chest piece talent and a backpack talent. Intimidate, Adrenaline Rush, Trauma, Wicked, or Unbreakable Vigilance. These combinations force you to complement each other in order to deal damage. And if there are a chest and backpack combo that both deal damage, there's always some sort of caveat attached to it, like Spotter Vigilance, where your full damage potential will never be realized while in the middle of combat, because Vigilance keeps deactivating. But this build gives you an opportunity for both the chest and backpack talents damage to be guaranteed without relying on each other. Now, what System Corruption 4-piece does is replaces your armor kit with an ability to grant 50% bonus armor. This with Intimidate is what will give you that crazy damage buff without having to use Adrenaline Rush for bonus armor, which then frees up the backpack slot for Wicked. It's 𝐤𝐸 for the SMG damage, which is a complete other damage source on top of the Intimidate's amplified 40%. You know I got this chess piece recently because I posted it on Twitter and my community chat. Getting a 100 killer chess piece like this is so rare, and I got lucky. And this is an in-your-face playstyle, which is why I'm running the SMG, the converted SMG to be exact. It's the unconventional weapon I was telling you about. One of the most slept on SMGs out, and it has a crazy high magazine size with some great damage. I've been a fan of these for a long time, and I think the last time I used this was in my Burn and Bleed build a long time ago, and I think this build is just right for it. Plus, it's lightweight and feels like a pistol when it's not. Now the backpack, as I said, is wicked, and there's a technique that I use which allows me to activate wicked without using a skill. Because unlike Eclipse Protocol's symptom aggravator, wicked activates for 20 seconds after applying a status effect, which means the enemy doesn't need to be on fire or bleeding in order to get the damage bonus. As long as you apply a status, you're good to go for 20 seconds. That's why the Scorpio is how I do it. It's very strong too, but this I think is mainly for utility purposes. Once you shoot someone with this, no matter what, you'll apply a status effect. This shotgun is basically a skill. For a second I thought about using a memento instead of the Sokolov backpack, but you'll be missing out on some damage, and it'll defeat the purpose of why I feel like this is an impossible system corruption build. But the skills I prefer are the EMP Sticky Bomb and Crusader Shield. This allows you to take the enemy's shield down and activate Wicked, leaving them vulnerable to all the damage you can dish out. You know how the EMP Sticky Bomb is, and you know why I use it. Oh, and the Lady Death is perfect with this combo as well. But you know me, I'm off meta forever, man. The second skill is your choice. The Crusader Shield works well with system corruption. I'm using Firewall specialization so you get more damage while it's equipped. It just makes sense to have bonus armor behind the shield in order to maintain that damage while it's up. But let me tell you briefly about how to use this. And I don't know about you, but I'm not used to not having a standard armor kit, because system corruption replaces it with an instant armor kit that gives you bonus armor instead. So you have to completely change up your strategy when fighting. I was playing with this in PvP, and man, it seemed like everyone I went against had the Contractor's Fox's DPS build, and it's very difficult to out damage that combo. So if you're accustomed to using system corruption more efficiently than me, then by all means do so. I most likely just need some practice, but it wasn't really working out for me well at PvP. But even still, I use the same strategy. You start out with the Scorpio to apply a status. Once Wicked is activated, you now have 20 seconds for an extra 18% weapon damage to either continue causing havoc with the Scorpio or switch to your SMG. Activate your bonus armor and shred. So this build has a small window of insane burst damage you can deal every 20 seconds. As I said, it's a preferred playstyle, and I think it can really benefit you if you can get used to it. This is what I'm keeping in my loadout for a long time, and in PvE, this build is lovely. Check out the stats right here, and that'll be it for this build. Let me know down below if you mess with system corruption at all, and if so, how you run it. Until next time, my YouTube family, be right out.